the way the unlevel playing field has worked, the assets have accumulated in the global north and the needs accumulating in the global south. And so there is a need for transfer in that way. Now, redistribution is fighting words, I'm aware, but good investing is beloved everywhere. And so I think that I broadly agree with you that there are more opportunities. So in the global south, and so there's a framework called the Impact Management Project. If you don't know it, I see nods, but if you don't know it and you're in this space, frankly, you should, because it was a broad consensus building project a few years ago that resulted in several frameworks that are really consensus frameworks in the space. And one of those is about the investor contribution. And I'm going to try to keep this to be a short answer. It's probably too late for that, but shorter than explaining the whole of the IMP framework. But so there's contribution from the enterprise in which we invest, right? The enterprise itself creates additionality or causes something to happen that otherwise wouldn't, hopefully. There's also the potential for contribution by the investor causing something to happen that otherwise wouldn't. And if we invest in, let's say, a well-capitalized, developed market public equity, we might feel values aligned. Let's say it's a company we really believe in. We can claim values alignment. We can sleep at night, but we can't claim we're causing something to happen that otherwise wouldn't. And at the other end of the spectrum is deploying capital to underserved communities, underserved regions, places which might actually be incorrectly assumed to be higher risk or lower return, or anyway, lower risk-adjusted return, because let's face it, capital markets are not purely efficient. There's all kinds of herd mentality among investors, and certain things get written off as, oh, that's too risky, and they're simply not. And so there is this opportunity for both financial return, outsized financial return, and outsized impact in private investments in the developing world, in emerging markets, that just doesn't exist in the more developed world. So I guess that's we're in violent agreement about this.